Hey guys, Twin Sanity here, and this is Tech Deck Dude Tuesday. Every Tuesday I look at some aspect of the Tech Deck Dude toy line. It could be the new figures from Spin Master. It could be any of the old figures going all the way back to the year 2000 up to 2009, which are from X Concepts. Today I'm just looking at, let's see if I can make sense of some of the boards. I forgot that was in there. So this is going to be a bit of a hashtag toy dump from a hashtag toy jar. But I've just been, as I accumulate figures, I've just been throwing the boards in these canisters. Because I really have no interest in the boards. And in fact, you could consider any of these boards for sale or trade. Because I'm sure I'm in the minority. I don't even really intend to keep the boards with my dude collection, but I just want to kind of look at some things, explain some things. Where do we start? So let's start with this idea. This is a Tech Deck fingerboard. There are thousands of these, and this is what people do Tech Deck fingerboard tricks with. You can see they're higher quality plastic. They have tampography pad printing on the bottom, and then they have this grip tape on the top. They have their wheels and trucks or whatever screwed in. There's 4 screws on each. Anyway, that's just to contrast with the Tech Deck Dude boards, which I'm sure everyone knows at least this much. They're shorter. They have a ferrous strip, which is just, it's a sort of rubber that has metal flake, it has iron flakes embedded within it. And so the heyday of Tech Deck Dudes look exactly like this one. So there's a variety of colors, but the wheels roll, and there's a ferrous magnetic strip. So I think, even concerning their branded fingerboards, sometimes they did the logo horizontally, sometimes they did it vertically. This is something really generic, like with a Happy Meal toy or something. Alright, here's a great example. Generation 1, the year 2000. The very first Tech Deck Dudes did not have a ferrous strip or rolling wheels. Pretty odd when you look back and you think about the popularity of the toy line that they didn't have, I'd say 2 of the 3, well, they didn't have any of their core gimmicks, which were rolling wheels, a magnetic strip on the board, magnets on the feet, I guess you count that separately, and then of course the bendable arms. They didn't have arms, and they didn't have skateboards that could roll. This is the weirdest thing. So look, it's just a plug foot, no magnets or metal or ferrous strips involved. But what's even weirder than that, these wheels do not roll. So then in 2001, they revamped the first 3 series with, you know, what I've already described. Rolling wheels and the ferrous strip. I guess I just start pointing things out. Like this is Ace's board from that era. Hot Feet boards from Generation 1, 2001, and 2002 look like this. When the batteries are fresh, you put the dude on the board and it completes the circuit. the LED lights light up. Here's a bunch of hot feet boards. I'm trying to see if I have the exception in here. There's one, maybe, I think there's only one, but there could be two play sets that came with a weighted light-up board. I think there's only one. It was the Longitude lighted stunt set, which came with the armed version of Tech, G2 Tech. And it's the one where he's all red. Non-bendable arms, red Tech. So these are more hot feet boards. So I'm looking for a weighted board like this. This is a board that's actually metal, and it has grip tape on it. So instead of it sticking to a ferrous strip, it will actually stick to the metal, the iron. And these came with like the Downhill Dude playset. Here's another one. Oh, this one's an even better, different example, because this is a metal board with the ferrous strip on it. These always came with the playsets. They did not come with the individually packaged dudes. But there's one example of this. So there's two weighted boards in that style. Well, there's three weighted boards in that style and two in that style. But there's a weighted board that has the lights in it. So it's a hot feet board. There's another one. So these were like the G2 versions of Lenny and Sumo-san in the Downhill Dude playset. There's another one. I'm gonna go and dump the second bucket to see if I can find that. Go dump. Forgot how junky this was. Well, okay, this is a World Industries handboard. This is what a handboard looks like compared to a fingerboard. This is the same kind of concept. You do tricks with your whole hand instead of just your two fingers. These are examples of the Creature Series. Creature Series 1, they all had the same molded board. So whatever you describe this sculpt as, they had the same board, just in different colors. Series 2 Creatures had styled boards. And I'd have to look at the checklist to be able to pair them up. But, you know, Series 1, each one had a different color, even though it's the same mold. And then Series 2, like I think this is Slither, and I think this is Quasi-Mummy. Not sure. More weighted boards, more hot feet boards. Throughout the years, in the heyday of Tech Deck fingerboards, there were different brands and different franchises that basically made knockoffs. I've seen Marvel ones, DC, Transformers, and then Pokemon. I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, but you notice they're not actual. Here's another type of generic board, but even these ones that have branded properties, they're not actually Tech Deck dudes. Oh, these are pretty popular, the mini fingerboards. These are pretty hard to find if you collect these. Again, these are basically all for trade. I don't collect. I don't really intend to keep any of these boards. These always end up in Tech Deck lots. The Clone Wars TV show, cartoon of Star Wars characters, 2010. McDonald's did these that basically look like tech decks. Much cheaper overall. I mean, they are just a fun mill toy, but they always end up in these lots. This, I think, was actually... This had to do with McDonald's also, yeah. This was older than the... I think these ones came with little ramps, too. The Clone Wars ones and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones didn't. Alright, here's what I've been looking for. This is the weighted hot feed board. This came with the Longitude lighted stunt set, which came with the red G2 version of Tech. As you can see, it's the same, except it's much heavier because this is actual metal casing down here instead of just translucent plastic. Some of the Tech Deck fingerboards are wider. Here's 3 different styles. If I had that mini handy, there'd be another style. The Pros were a series that came out in 2004. They are not by Tech Deck, but they look very similar. And it was 6 actual skateboarders. And it was in the G2 phase of Tech Deck, so understandably, you know, they get lumped into Tech Deck lots also. P.S. Not even sure what that is. It's a little cheap Phineas and Ferb skateboard. I saw a couple of these in here. These are Flick Tricks bicycles. These are blast boards. The very first G3 figures that came out, the ones with bendable arms, they put them on these blast boards. And, you know, each character, like, I know Turbo was in the blast boards, Snake was in the blast boards. Each one had a unique sculpted blast board. And these are what's called, in the toy industry, pullback racers. This should work. So you get the gimmick. Let me see if I can look at surfboards, wakeboards, and snowboards. That's snowboard. So around, I think, here's an example. I think around G7, let's say G1, Crew 7, they started adding, in addition to the skateboard, which would just look like one of these, they started giving you an extra either surfboard, which are these, consistent design, a snowboard, or a wakeboard. And here's a skateboard just to show you. Let's stick with yellow and then you can see all 3. Skateboard, wakeboard, surfboard, snowboard. And those are just a bonus within the packaging. A couple more to talk about. So the Zoods crew, the Zoods boards are this style. They're longer than the regular boards, but otherwise pretty similar. But the reason they're longer is so the Dude and the Zood can ride at the same time. Now, Series 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all had red. Series 2 was the only exception for the Zood series, and they had blue. And believe it or not, I don't see one here. Now, G4, Spin Master bought the Tech Deck Dudes X Concept line, and they started to phase out the magnets. So once again, just like the 2001 G1 boards, these happened. So as you can see, it's just a plug board. Here's an early this is kind of funny. Early in G4, they didn't phase the ferrous strip out, but they already phased the magnets out. And then they realized, oh, we got to phase the ferrous strip out too. So this one is magnetic and it has a plug foot. These two just have a plug foot. And then there's another magnetic one. You could even find an example of the very, very earliest. There you go. The very, very earliest G4 is still magnetic. This is the G3 board. See the difference? G3, G4 first version, G4 second version, G4 third version. But they were all red. Here's a very early on G1. Plug foot, non-rolling board. Let's see. I guess I can talk about the other brands that were in the skate crew. It's World Industries. You see the shape is exactly the same. It's just the ferrous strip is branded with World Industries blind. And I think there's one more. And then here's an unusual color, huh? You can even see throughout their run there's a couple different fonts. I'm looking for maybe a very early surfboard, a very early snowboard. And then I saw a Grim board. This is blind, World Industries. So like Flame Boy and Wet Willie came on these. Oh, check this out. This is not a tech deck at all, but it's one of those penny boards for Vision, maker of the Psycho Stick. I suspect this is pretty rare. I should also show you the bottoms of the branded fingerboards if you want to get a hold of these. Very common when you're buying used lots, you'll find people that write on them in Sharpie. Here's a couple more designs you might want or need. Couple random pieces in here. This went to the Van Former, as did this, and that little disco ball did as well. Usually I keep stuff like this in a separate box. There's a penny board. Another one of those. So I'm just seeing if there happens to be an older skateboard. Oh, I said it wrong. An older snowboard, which would have gone to Flake or Alpine, plugboard style, and an older surfboard, which would have gone to Flake or Sven. A couple more of these. Hit me up if you need any of these designs. There's the Transistor Sec by Toy Machine. There's a Wet Willie down there. Oh, and the Grim boards. The Grim series is shaped just like these, but they do say Grim. Haha. Grim Series 1 looks exactly like this. They all had the exact same board. Grim Series 2, they had molded, specifically styled boards that looked more like this. Each of those 6 characters had very unique, very specific boards. Anyway, guys, wrapping this up. Let me know if you have any questions about Tech Deck Dudes. If you have any questions about the boards of the Tech Deck Dudes. Hashtag toy trades. I'm very into trading toys, including Tech Deck Dudes and others. And any of these, there's Chad Fernandez. Any any of these fingerboards I have that aren't, well, look, all the boards I have, including the ones that go to Tech Deck Dudes and the ones that are just the fingerboards you do tricks with, these just came in Tech Deck Dude lots. Jeremy Rogers, these are how I have these. But I'm not attached to them, so hit me up if you want them or need them. Guys, I'm Twin Insanity. This is Tech Deck Dude Tuesday. This is Gravedigger. Oh, look, this is I guess a stand? A display stand or a... Anyway, guys, thanks for clicking on this video, and I'll see you guys later. I'll see you next Tuesday with more Tech Deck Dude stuff. This is my handboard, also not attached to it. These go for a premium on the Feebay. All right, peace.